now since you came down, shot out of nowhere like a star. Wearing that surfer hairdo as a crown for your chariot, a Corvette car. How you talk, what you were wearing, got all of them people staring when you rev that angry engine. Got our entire town's attention, Brother Marion. A bold arrival, Brother Marion. An angel skyfall, Brother Marion. You fell in blazes from the sky. Brother Marion, a living legend till you die. You weren't a hero, but within your mind, attention-seeking, dull and mad. You struck a match up with some ruffians. You burned those losers pretty bad. Grabbed the girl I had my eyes on, took her out to your horizon, left her out alone to suffer. Don't you think you've done enough for her, Marion? Right when you picked her, Brother Marion. Eternal victor, Brother Marion. Prayer she raises to the sky. Brother Marion, you disappeared with no reply. For you to take you down, of course I had to help you out. Enjoyed immensely when you left our town, although it left us with a drought. I gave you a proper funeral, eulogies and Roman numerals. Our beloved dead at 20. No one knows that grave is empty, Brother Marion. A blaze of glory, Brother Marion. Go end your story, Brother Marion. We sing your praises to the sky. Brother Marion, yes, we still sound your battle cry. must write a scripture that was so long. Don't make me regret that I spent so long, and it isn't over yet. California to become a lonely ghost, to haunt, depress the warm blood waters of the Golden Coast. So long, this is sayonara, it's been so long. Dragged myself so far and found us so long, waiting at the finish line for so long. Victory that wasn't mine, overarching, sober, marching, depressed, envy, repressed, frenzy, move her. Target, super, market, making, error, take on, failure so long. Scared to say good riddance, it was so long. Said we needed distance from us so long. As we're being honest, I say so long. Till we meet again, but don't count on it. Accept the fact you're on your own, and I won't bother you no more. Don't pretend it's not a double-edged curse, that you aren't bitter, you aren't sore. Independence is a gift, now that we're allowed to lift each other off our shoulders. Don't you find it somewhat colder on your own? And all my memories that used to fill my dreams were turned to nightmares there and then. I wish that I could undo everything we did together. I'm sure you'll catch my feeling when you realize you're on your own. You're on your own. I hope you're happy with your lot. Envy my bad memory, you seem to recall more that I forgot. Don't play dumb, I know you well. Under your mask I can tell you're straining to keep up your smile, suffering all the while you're on your own. Maybe they're god of violent human heart of stone, or you're a talented actress. Keep up that poor charade and it'll drive you mad. Beneath that triumph, you're a mess. Just who did I think I'd deceive? Well, I'm the one who's taking it so bad, if that's not easy to believe. Please have some empathy and kindly leave me be. I'll have to face this one alone. I'm the dishonest one, emotionally spent. All of those feelings I disown because I know I'm on my own. Back to square one, and 2 years of my time are erased. I can't recover the time that I simply misplaced. And it was a mistake, and I take every blame, but the damage is done. This is what I became. I gave her all my attention, but she found my soul incomplete. And she flicked me away like the end of a cigarette, lying there out in the street. Said we weren't right, and I figure she might have a point there. How could I miss that a pairing like this was disjointed? And it was a mistake, and I take every blame, but the damage is done. This is what I became. I worked for hours on hours to feel all my feelings corrode. When she tossed me away like a misprinted magazine, lying there out in the road. But it's not she that has made me a wreck of depression. I've shown up here just to wrangle the traitor's confession. And it was no mistake, and you sliced me in half, and the damage was done, and on my corpse you laugh. You used my trust as a weapon, that dishonesty you weren't beneath. And you daggered my back just like Judas Iscariot, lying there right through your teeth. Lying there right through your teeth. Lying there right through your teeth.
Good morning, Monday, and good morning, clouds. Hello, routine, it's time to join the crowd. Don't be as dull as they can pay you for. Check all your social courage at the door. How can you escape when your limit's in the sky? And the wear on your frame, and the bags on your eyes, and the time bomb ticking in the corner of your mind. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. How do you cure yourself when you're a virus, feeding off yourself like a leech? Between the satisfied and the desirous, trapped behind your stuttering speech. A Starbucks blinking in the flash flood rain, a beacon for the weary and in pain, a panacea for the weekend's end, the workers' rescue and the student's friend. How can you collapse when you've just begun the race? To relax when you're young is regrettably your pace, as they run on ahead, and of course they don't know where they end up, they end up, they end up, they end up. You wanna roar into the roaring wind, just to act out in no one's face. But you've been just as lonely and chagrined, sick as ever and out of place. Another day of work in your career. You feel exactly now as you appear. Your family would like to hear you're well. You can't explain it all, so please don't tell. Trapped all alone in a pulsing city street. If your drive gives up, they won't notice your defeat. If you listen close, they all mutter to themselves. Listen up, listen up, listen up, listen up. Life would be better as an awful movie, sadly done in 2 hours long. And I don't care enough what happens to me, everything's already gone wrong. Screamed across a killing field. Thought we promised not again last time. Disgusted by the ignorance, I got sweeter issues on my mind. Soapbox never suited me. I etched into the thinning fog. Dump despair, I'll make it out just fine. Write it down the day I die. Lies an independent man. All the wars will go on their own. What was I to the world? Trivial, an insignificant speck. jaws off of my neck.
Too little,
To matter to anyone.
invisible. But so what? Hell, what does that mean? I can go on without. A bug is gnawing endlessly deep inside the back end of my head. Doing well, leave me alone. Emotionally natural. My whole substance is its living bread. Don't you press your views on me. You're blind as the rest of us. All the wars will go on their own. What was I to the world? Trivial,
Insignificant speck.
meaningless,
Get your jaws off of my neck.
too little,
To matter to anyone.
invisible. But so what? Hell, what does that mean? I can go on without.
My goal was to forget you in distraction somewhere else. Not knowing myself well enough to see my aspirations met.
Every time I find myself someone to put in front of you, in my head it's just your face I saw. And every time I suppressed every single thought of you, felt my mental concentration fall. You're just too perfect and you're in my past. And I don't know how long these fantasies will last before you're not the center of my universe. Unless I don't recover, who knows which is worse for me.
I know that I was barking up a tree that had no squirrel. I know that you and I don't fit, but I just can't forget you, girl.
And if you get forgetting is the only cure, but I can't swallow that big pill if that's my only chance to join the ranks of a normal man. I don't know if I ever will, because they say it's common, but I'm not convinced, because they don't have you for any evidence. And are you that much better so than all the rest? That's one hypothesis that I won't test. If I could torture you without a single thought, and I would never know that it's your soul I bought. How I wish. Question hung in
the prophet, what you second guess? I'm not the one you want, why do you run to me? You've chosen wrong again, I'm not your sacred key. How are we so deceived by what we don't know? We're drowning in the sea, there's nothing left to throw. How can you be helped if you can't feel? You don't know if what you see is real. How do you know if what you see is real? Don't swear it by the moon, you're gonna figure it out too late. Don't swear it by the moon. Don't swear it by the moon, you don't know what you're asking for. Don't swear it by the moon, 'cause the moon is gonna fade. Gonna waste away like all before. You flirt with danger, he comes straight to your door. You took your helmet off along with all your shields. Don't put them down, please keep your naked soul concealed. Don't face the world with your heart exposed. Take all your defenses and make sure that they're closed. Don't act so cavalier, you're gambling with your heart. Roll the dice, the world will fall apart. You roll those dice, your world will fall apart. Don't swear it by the moon, you're gonna figure it out too late. Don't swear it by the moon. Don't swear it by the moon, you don't know what you're asking for. Don't swear it by the moon, 'cause the moon is gonna fade. Experience repeated every day can drive a normal man to extremes, to decay. Can there be life on Mars? It's up to you to check. Beware the atmosphere, snap your bones, break your neck.
bloody messy coup. The blind will lead the blind, beaten up, black and blue. I lost my common sense in the tormenting war. Good riddance to it all. What's the use? What's it for? Safe in your tiny box, watch it cave in. Bare against all the cold, your tender skin. Shell-shocked and bandaged up. Please tell me what I did. Killed scores of innocents, burned a house, shot a kid. It's just the battle fog. You know how these things go. Once men with power lose, minds in heat. Well, you know, leave hypothermia to do its work. Farewell, you chamber in which he would lurk.
Greeting dinner with reluctant prayer. Never sure if mother is aware. Father, don't ignore the creeping draft. Shook your head and closed your eyes and laughed. Please, don't leave your feelings in the basement. When your boy's heavy and low, don't wait for anyone can play safe. You're too young for this chateau. And the birds caress the dream with a nod. What your conscience rightly calls a facade. Please be mine, ever and all. Polyester vinyls, play me a sadder tune.
Stain the carpet with your tear-jerk beats.
Salamander forest, show me a yellow moon.
Feel the ocean green beneath my feet.
Blazing down the highway, 21 over speed.
A kaleidoscope of crushed up bows.
Shopping aisle, blackjack, buying all that you need.
Get foreboding when she knows she knows.
God can send his angels down from heaven, but can you spot a fake? When all your enchantment will keel over, fatal but honest mistake. drink, and you search and search for your own quest. But nobody seems to know you best. Please be sweet, ever and all. Don't mistake my innocent intentions for a twinkling of the law. I don't mean to write you in a corner. I can't witness what you saw. So relax and let's return regret. You can never say it's over yet. Please fly free, ever and all.
It's where the metal cowboy is riding all alone. A solitary scorpion comes up to greet the moon. But that's over iron face. It can't see all the landscape, it's immune.
And he left everything behind, and he still goes on, and he still goes on. And there's nothing out there to find, and he still goes on, and he still goes on, and he still goes on.
Goes down in the evening, wood and bone and death. Breathes down the twilight with his wispy radon breath. A few drops of mercury, and his eyes are quickly dried. And at the sight of a sunrise, watch quickly see that metal cowboy ride.
And he left everything behind, and he still goes on, and he still goes on. And there's nothing out there to find, but he still goes on, but he still goes on, but he still goes on. wait to fall. The logic of a man who lives in fear. From lonely pain comes pleasure, wise men call. And for this truth I shed an early tear. To love is but a joke, a fantasy. Jeer those who've never suffered its full wrath. To those who've lost their hearts, scorned amputees, naive enough to wander in its path. The sun's aloft. Another burns me when the moon shines bright. I wish the world were as the heavens soft. The grindstone rattling in my skull were light. And time again as it goes by, I sit and wonder at the ageless sky.